If you light this candle, you can summon the spirits.
Have you ever heard the name Ông Chèo? Most people in Vietnam's 7 hills won't whisper it after dark. They say the Vàm Nao River swallows not just mud and boats, but the very breath of anyone unlucky enough to cross it. Asterisk by day, it's just a river, wide, brown, lazy. But at night, when the north wind cuts sharp, when the moon hangs pale and bloodless, the surface begins to breathe. White foam hisses up like smoke, and if you listen closely, you can hear it. A low thudding beneath the water, like nails clawing on wet wood. Then, if you're cursed, you'll see it. A black shape as thick as a temple beam, thrashing the current. Not for legs like a crocodile. 5 legs pounding the water like a demon scrambling up from hell. They call it Ông Chèo, the 5-limbed crocodile. Long ago, the story goes, there was a man named Hante, a disciple of the monk Tan. He was given a strange baby crocodile to raise. Its skin was mottled like flowers, its snout burned red, and from its belly jutted an extra limb, thin, bony, trembling like a crooked finger. Elders shook their heads, whispering curse, curse, but Hante felt pity. He couldn't kill the beast. Instead, he chained it in the lotus pond outside the village shrine. At first it was small, hiding among the reeds, but it grew too fast, far too fast. Its body lengthened, its jaw gaped, its teeth sharpened to needles, and always that 5th limb, twitching, questing, as if hungering for something the others could not reach. At night, villagers said they could hear the pounding in the water, like cloth being torn apart. Dogs would not go near. Then came the storm. Thunder cracked like war drums. The chain at its neck snapped. The creature hurled itself into the Vàm Nao with a crash like a house collapsing. And from that night forward, death came. Quiet, brutal. They say cattle that wandered down to drink were found bloated and stinking, bellies torn, bite marks deep as fists. Children disappeared without a cry. Boatmen crossing after dark sometimes heard a hiss. Turned and saw nothing but water, until their faces twisted in agony, their eyes gouged out as if burned away. The next morning, villagers would find only scraps, a torn conical hat, a strip of cloth, a braid of hair tangled in the reeds. One fisherman swore he saw a skiff overturned in mid, a hand clawing up from the waves, gasping for help. He rowed close, but before he reached him, the water burst. He heard the scrape of claws on wood, the sound of something tearing. When they found the man's body, days later, his belly was ripped open. His intestines were wrapped around a long, bony limaze. If the creature had been toying with him. Those who touched the corpse said the stink clung to their clothes for days. A rancid rot that could drive a person half mad, and sometimes it didn't kill at all. Sometimes it only watched. Villagers say, on moonlit nights, 2 red eyes glow above the black water. If anyone dares to shout its name, Ông Chèo, the shape vanishes in a whirlpool, gouging deep into the river. Some believe it fears the name. Others whisper, it is laughing, mocking, playing with them. Not all escaped. There was the story of the French soldiers, marching along the bank. They laughed at the villagers' warnings. That night their patrol boat was found drifting empty. The oars broken, on the gun, long gouges, as though 5 claws had raked down the wood. The French left the 7 hills alone after that. Another tale tells of a woman who dreamt of a long, rotting log with eyes glowing like lanterns. She woke screaming, and by morning she was gone. Only a trail of wet footprints led down to the river, and vanished into the mud. One old man, a fisherman, claimed he survived. He said the beast rose beside his skiff, red eyes glowing. He froze, too terrified to move. Then he whispered the name of Ông Chèo. The monster sank without a ripple. The man never fished again. His hair turned white within a week. Hante knew his mistake. With 5 sacred objects given by his master, a sharp hook, a munwood staff, 2 spears gleaming like lightning, and a cord woven for binding spirits. He prepared to face the beast. For nights, he waited. The villagers gathered on the banks, incense smoke drifting, prayers trembling on their lips. And then came the red moon. The river boiled like a cauldron. It rose. A body, like a rotting log, slick with slime. 5 legs thrashing in a blur, spraying blood and foam. Its teeth cracked and jagged, its mouth a cavern of darkness. And the smell, God, the smell. Like graves split open after a flood, it roared. The sound shattered through the hills. Villagers fell to their knees, clutching their chests. Swearing something unseen squeezed their lungs. Hunte hurled his hook. It sank deep. The staff cracked across its snout. The spears pierced its hide, spraying black blood. The cord burned against its limbs. Still, it fought, thrashing, screaming, the river itself churning into madness. The battle raged until the red moon dimmed. Then, with a final bellow, the monster sank beneath the boiling waves. Some said Hunte won. Some said the creature only retreated. But the truth, no one knows. Since then, villagers never cross the river at night. Wives weep for husbands lost. Children wake crying from dreams of red eyes under their beds. On storm nights, people still burn incense, offering scraps of cloth, whispering Hunte's name for protection. And yet, they say the beast is not entirely evil. Once, when rebel soldiers were trapped in flooded rice fields, a black shape cut a path through the water and led them to safety. For that, some call it a blood-bound benefactor. Others still call it the devil of Vàm Nao. But stories are just stories, aren't they? One thing is certain: the hiss of water, the stench of rot, the glow of 2 red eyes. These things cling to the bones of the people who live along the river. They carry the fear like a second shadow. So if you ever find yourself by the Vàm Nao on a moonlit night, do not under any circumstance call its name. Because if you do, you may hear an answer. And then, before a single tear can fall, a cold hand will grip you from the deep end, drag you down.